body weight.
Yes.
One, two, three,
Because I got a big hand.
4.
Okay, good. I have 6.
Okay, great.
Around it.
That way, yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, the layers depend on fullness here. But that's beautiful. Your hair's beautiful.
This hair needs some real heat. It needs to be pressed out slowly. I haven't got the style yet, but I'm styled tonight, baby. I'm going to give me a drink.
You're going to get you a drink. You're going to get you a real drink.
We gotta cover the girls.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You deserve a drink.
Your little Bobby, little clothespin.
Let me see, I can.
Tuck in the, there you go. And then pull it tight. I don't know.
I tried to pull it tight.
Okay, don't. Okay.
I just turned it
There you go.
There it is.
Didn't want nothing to surprise anyone.
But surprise.
I need somebody.
Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Hey.
You know when you just try to knot it and it loosens up?
Yep.
Pull this.
Hurry up.
I can't pull this.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Friday, okay? Woo, 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 woo. And welcome back to an all-new episode of Point of View. We made it through another week of hot topics and trending moments. Coming up on today's show, New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani was spotted dancing at a bar in New York. Was it a fun, relatable moment or just a campaign gimmick? And ladies, we have to talk. How do you feel about men wearing hair enhancements? NBA star Jaylen Brown has the internet talking about his latest look because it went viral. Later, we're diving into mind, body, and soul, an unpopular opinion with our co-hosts, Crystal and Danielle.
Hey, y'all. It's
Friday. So grab a seat and join the discussion. You're watching POV. New York politics just got a little more interesting. Mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani was spotted letting loose at a Brooklyn bar dancing to Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. And of course, the internet had plenty to say about it. Some people loved seeing a politician act human for once, while others called it a calculated stunt to go viral. So how do we feel about this? Was this a genuine moment or just a campaign gimmick?
Was this before or after he won?
Probably after.
The man can't celebrate?
He should.
Exactly.
That's an accomplishment.
And even
He's
if
young,
it's before,
the first Muslim.
Yeah.
Like, come on, he can celebrate.
they say he's 34.
Yeah.
I just think that he's enjoying. This is a big moment for him. It's a big
Huge.
moment
I
for
agree.
anyone. And I have a feeling the only people that are mad are the people that were for the other candidates.
Likely.
It just sounds like you guys want to nitpick for everything that he's doing.
Yeah.
The man just started. He ain't even started yet.
And it's a big season, a big time, I think, for New York.
Yes.
For getting a younger guy, I mean, some freshness in there to do, hopefully he'll be able to bring his ideas to fruition, how he wants to see the city, and hopefully it's better for them.
The thing is, why is this a problem though? Like, even if it wasn't just him winning, like, so,
So he's 34, I think.
but why is it politicians can't go out and have a good time?
Right.
Like,
I mean, we see
it's
this.
a crime.
We see this a
'Cause
lot.
we see him dancing like he's not doing anything. He's not. I'm not gonna say he wasn't drinking, but he doesn't have a drink in his hand on this clip. He's enjoying life. He's not dancing on somebody. He's not doing anything that's wrong. So what's the problem?
Are we holding politicians to like some standard that's like
Also,
there cannot be a standard that politicians
Thank you.
So what does what is the word around the water cooler?
So don't start now.
Right. So why we starting
First and foremost,
No.
what I do like about this is that, watching the clip, New York is known for, all different genres of music, but also house music, which is like universal. A lot of different people can relate to house music. And in this clip, you can see that there were different kinds of people in the background. And I feel like that's really what the heart of his campaign represents. So I'm so excited for him. I'm excited for, Muslim people as a whole, Arabic people, Islam, all of that. And New York as well. I'm excited to see what it's going to mean. And at the end of the day, we need to come together and really put our differences aside to move forward. So,
well, it's the diversity.
That's what I was gonna say,
that's within what he's doing, and I like it.
That's literally New York.
Yeah.
They're a melting
It's a melting
pot of
pot.
so many
Yes,
different cultures.
yes.
New York is a world city, so it needs to have that different demographic. They need change. Everybody wants to be the old dog and do things the old way. Oh, is it a viral moment? Even if it was, great.
Right.
Every state needs that right now because the only thing we see on TV is Toupee Man. So let's
and we know that a viral moment is not enough to catapult a business, much less a campaign. You know what I'm saying? So even if this was before his campaign, him dancing to house music in a club is not going to make him win. Like, come on, he won because the people voted for him.
That's right.
And that's what it is.
And the people want to move forward, it seems like. The people want something different. They liked his plan, they liked his thoughts, and they want to see this come to fruition.
And we are here for it.
Yeah.
And it's the funny thing. New York is also known as the city of opportunity.
Yes.
Hello.
So why bash him? The man he hasn't started his term yet. Give him a chance to actually make a difference.
Yeah.
Before you judge him. You're judging him of just face value.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, New York is the place where people go to thrive. They go to grow. They go to grow business, everything. So this is going to bring a fresh face to New York.
Yeah. Sure. So I think like the voters seem to be drawn to something, a person who's being authentic, being their authentic self. And he's doing it in such a great way, a positive way. And I'm so happy to see it.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, me too. So in other news, NBA star Jaylen Brown has been trending. And it's not about, the many points he's been scoring on court. Fans and his opponents have been noticing something unusual. His hairline is leaving black marks on players during the game. Woohoo! Yes, a lot of contact, and he's leaving it out there. Now, ladies, of course, the bigger question comes up. How do you really feel about men wearing hair enhancements?
I have no problem with men hair. I am a diehard cosmetologist of over 25 years. I have no problem with the enhancements. What I have the problem with is, sir, you're going to be on this basketball court. You're going to perspire. You know that keratin hair fibers don't stick to anything. We warn you about sweat. So I need you to go backwards. You should have put that sweatband on. Let that hairline thrive, and then later on you take it off and apply it later. But there's no act of God that's going to protect those keratin fibers that you are holding on to on that hairline, baby. Like, come on.
Yeah.
What I want to say is we need a in-depth, thorough breakdown of the correlation to basketball and sports, period, really basketball, and hair loss. I want to know. I'm telling you, is it the stress of the game, having to carry your team? Like, what is it that, none of them really have hair.
I don't think it's basketball.
That's the good ones.
It's not.
Look at KD. Look at LeBron.
No, but think about it. And this is Crystal on her trichologist side now. African Americans carry more DHT, which is also known as whatever, I can never say the word, right? Which we call in females, female pattern baldness. With them, we'll call them the Uncle Fred at the barbecue who always missing the hair right here, but he's making the chicken. Men are always more susceptible to male pattern baldness.
Oh, wow.
Specifically African American men. That gene, it literally lingers. And in us as women, we also carry that gene.
Yeah.
But they don't want to... be satisfied with the fact that they carry that.
But you know what?
So many men
Some
are
of them
going
not ready to
bald.
go bald yet.
Oh,
yeah, but
okay.
it's genetics.
And the
But
fact
think
that
about
they're
it,
going bald, I think this needs to be a lesson to every young man out there that is considering a hair transplant. If they have millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, and they can't get the hair transplant to stay in, I can guarantee that discount that they're offering you in Turkey won't work either.
Offering in Turkey.
I don't necessarily see an issue with it. It just sucks because they're obviously going, once it's noticed, or, we've seen things on Instagram where they're having like the little toupee sewn down or glued on their head, and it is frowned upon, or people looking at it like, what's that, and it's not as acceptable as like a woman going bald and she can wear wigs, she can do all these different things and have these
that's what I'm saying. That is a thing, though.
I know, but I'm saying it's looked at, it's fine for a woman, but it's always
That's
looked
true.
at
That's
crazy
true.
for a male.
Especially
and they're going through the same
colored
thing.
males.
That was gonna
because
say that because
white men have been wearing toupees forever.
All hair pieces, closures, 16 by 4, 5 by 5.
little piece
they
that's
all
a little
came
round
from
right
the
there in the
same
middle.
concept. A male toupee.
So
You know,
why
the
is it a
problem-
problem for the black man?
The
to wear it?
problem
It's
is
always
because,
something
you know what,
new.
I was about to get real stupid. Y'all, somebody else
No.
say it. The problem is maybe they're
we
not
be
picking the
clowning.
right texture, because when Michael Jackson was wearing that lace front and he was light skinned all of a sudden, nobody said anything.
But
Well,
remember, what color
I think
does lace
people
come?
said a lot of
lace
things.
traditionally comes in a more transparent or yellow color, so we
Okay.
can't tell the difference on their skin tone. Whereas on African American men or women, it's not made with our tone. They're just getting to that technology.
Yeah.
Right? But for guys, honestly, brother, you got way too much money.
Too much money to
Right.
be leaning off on people's
Okay.
jerseys.
After
What's his,
basketball
how does
season,
too much money, what does the money have to do with it?
because he could have gone to Turkey and
he
got
got
his
something
hair
better.
Did
transplanted.
y'all not hear me say the turkey hair is not sticking?
You did.
It's your hair.
We see. It doesn't matter. It's still a transplant. You know, like when people get heart transplants, liver transplants,
Yes,
things like
they can
that.
reject.
Your body can reject it. Clearly, that's what's happening with a lot of these people in the hair.
Not
Look
him.
at Tory Lanez. Look at Tory Lanez.
Well,
He
not
got
him.
that hair. Now he's
He
locked
bald,
up. He's
Bart.
gone again.
He bald
that's
because God
very
don't like
stressful.
ugly.
That man did not shoot that girl. But anyway,
But wait a
take us out.
second. In that, when we saw the picture though, he looks like he has hair there.
No, baby.
That was great, baby.
His
That
problem is he used keratin fibers.
Okay.
Okay. You went and got you some Topics. Okay. And Topics also comes with a holding spray. But sir, Topics does not work for perspiration.
I see.
There
I
is
see.
no
Don't loosen
act
up.
on the planet that will stop anything from being hit with perspiration.
So I wonder what he's gonna do
how,
now.
How do you feel about a man you're in a relationship with, and if he was wearing a hair?
Let me go.
better
Let me
look
go.
good.
First
It better look
and
good.
foremost.
It better
I'm
look good.
not gonna put nobody's business out there, but when I was in a relationship for 11 years, and when I got with him, and he was holding on to hair that was trying to leave the building, I said, "Baby, let it off. You had a nice, good beard. Something was working for him, but
The beard.
I cannot be with no man that's trying to fake the funk, man. Let it go. If it's gone, let it go."
Me personally, I am okay with it. Maybe because I'm a cosmetologist, but baby, it better be blended
You better help
extremely
him out.
well.
You better
Right.
help
It
him
better
out.
look very natural, or we gonna have a huge
Yeah.
problem.
I don't know how I feel. I
that
would
man
think
some hats,
I
baby.
don't want to know about it.
Hey, baby, I'm about to go get my hair done.
Y'all at this salon together.
That part.
Oh
Your
my
matching
gosh.
appointments.
My goodness, y'all hear this? This is Friday, okay? We're heading into a quick commercial break, but the discussion continues. Mind, body, and soul, and unpopular opinion is coming up next. Stay tuned. You're watching POV. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's time to take a moment for what really matters, our well-being. Let's get into mind, body, and soul. Most men have been taught to keep their feelings to themselves. And a recent survey shows why. 65% regret opening up because they were met with judgment, shame, or silence. Like Jalen, psychologists warn this culture of emotional repression can lead to loneliness, stress, and serious health issues. So the real question is, are we sending men okay, the message that's showing emotion, you know, the headline, rub it off on somebody else's clothes, does it make them weak? How do we break that cycle? Please
let Jayla leave Jayla out.
We are trying to get into our soul right now.
And you were trying to show Jayla out of this.
I'm sorry.
Lord.
We want to honor this and say that it does not matter. It does not matter, Jalen. You do what you do to make yourself feel good.
This is not funny.
Right now.
You guys, please forgive us because it's Friday.
It's Friday.
Okay, so to answer your question,
yes.
When I was in my earlier 20s, I looked at a man as being weak when they showed emotion because I didn't understand and I wasn't mature enough to really understand. I'm just getting into life, right?
Yes.
We think at 20 that we're grown.
Yeah.
Right. Now into my 30s, and, you know, a decade later in bad relationship and a bunch of kids, you start learning about emotion and understanding that it's okay.
Yes.
I'd rather you pour it out than be an angry man walking around because us as women, we cannot hold that emotion for that long.
Right.
And then we have to, now we expel it and put it on everybody when if we had that moment to just really talk about it to a person that we are, what's the word I'm looking for? That you're comfortable with.
Trust.
That you trust, that you can let it out to and say, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Not necessarily to you, but I need to talk to someone.
Yeah.
And I feel like if men had that avenue more often, like we do, the world would probably be a much better place.
Yeah.
A lot of ego, a lot of pride, a lot of testosterone is going around, and they can't really be emotionally connected with us.
Yeah.
Because we expect them to be man steel all the time.
Right.
I definitely agree, and I feel what you're saying. But at the same time, I feel like as important as it is for us, you know, as a people, as a community, as women, as partners, to be open and to be a safe space. Like men also really have to work on being able to effectively communicate, because I can be able to handle it, but if you can't express what's happening and what you're feeling, then we're really not going to be getting anywhere.
No.
And do you think that inability to be able to communicate effectively comes from them being told, don't show your feelings, keep your emotions to yourself, don't cry, don't feel this way or that way? You think
maybe
that's why?
Partially at its core, deep down, but it's also, so many variables. Like right now we're living in that time where social media is just completely taking over. People are having books read to them. They're not even reading. They're not, we're just scrolling. We're just in this warp, in this, in this loop, literally. So there's so many things as to why, people are just not effective communicators. They're not emotionally well. They're not well. We're not well as a country, honestly.
I can agree.
This is interesting because I don't think I've ever thought about this as it relates to men as a whole, because I just feel like, at least from what we've seen or my experiences, this is beat down in the Black community, where it was even from their mothers telling them to not cry, or if you cried, you were a crybaby, you were this, you were soft, you were, tighten up, or you had to be the man of the house because there was no other man in the house. I've never really pictured this as a whole, but it does suck that men can't just have that vulnerability in that space, because a lot of you never know what this attributes to after the fact, when they're holding all this in, there's so many men that have committed suicide, and maybe it's because they literally could not tell or felt like they could not tell anyone or communicate what they were feeling. We're saying communicate, but they don't have, like, depending on who's in their life, they don't have that person or even feel, sometimes you have to feel comfortable enough to be able to share and to say something, like have that safe space, you know?
Yeah, and even yesterday, I'm sorry, I wish I remembered his name. I don't know if our producer can drop it in your ear. But there was a football player, I believe it was yesterday.
Oh, yeah, from the
Cowboys. Suicide, 24.
Well, he was in a high-speed chase first, and at the end of the chase, you decided to just turn a gun to yourself.
Yesterday? Wow, this is the guy. Wow.
That's how he ended up passing away.
Wow. And they said his mom passed last year, and you know, I'm sure he didn't have an outlet. And even like a couple pictures that I did see of him, he looked like unspoken. You know, he looked like he didn't have anyone to listen, or maybe he didn't know how to communicate. Maybe he didn't feel safe. Or it's just so sad.
You said at 20 years old, you didn't have the emotional maturity to be able to accept a man being vulnerable. And I think that's a lot. But why do you think that we understand now why they feel the way they do and feeling, you know, allowing that emotion to come out? But why aren't we able to accept it when it happens?
Well, if you think about it, if you're an 80s baby or even early 90s baby, you are raised in a home by 60s babies, some 70s babies, 50 babies. They did not have the opportunity to be emotional, right? They're coming in a time where I have to make sure that I put food on the table. I have to make sure that I move this along, that along. They then were also raised by people before them where the man was the head of the house. You go to work. That's what we're doing. It's only mommy. Here we are. And it's a generational curse that just continues on. And then now we are in a time where the world is opening up and everybody's talking and we have so much social media. We have so many outlets that we start to break the cycle.
Yeah.
Say, you know what, there's nothing wrong with you talking to me.
Right.
You know, but I grew up in a household of a man of steel. So if that's what I grew up in, that's what I'm taught. It's a learned behavior that we continue on.
Yeah.
You have to be the one that says, okay, enough is enough.
Yeah.
I want to be different.
Yeah.
I want to raise my family different. But then you also struggle with, okay, if I allow you to be too emotional, like our sons, allow them to be too emotional, then we're like, okay, you're getting a little too soft.
Right.
Which one is it?
Yeah. Where's the line drawn?
Right.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to come back to that another time. Moving into our final segment of the day, let's get into unpopular opinion. The next story comes out of Germany. A nurse has been sentenced to life in prison after killing 10 patients and trying to kill 27 more during his night shifts. Authorities say he used overdoses of sedatives, mostly on elderly patients, and showed no remorse. Investigators are still searching for more victims. How could someone entrusted with care cross such a line?
Well, we see it happen every day with police officers, and I mean, their lines are crossed every single time they pull a gun prematurely, mostly on a person of color, or put their foot on someone's neck, or slam a lady to the ground, punch her in the face. I mean, so this does not shock me. It's so sad that, you know, especially when people are going to a place for care, you know, and they're off guard, that, you know, they're being taken advantage of. But I think for so many things, there needs to be like more scrutiny. I know a lot of times, you know, initially there's different background checks and requirements, you know, before you may get into a position. But even just wellness checks, you know, they have like all these mental health and FMLA and all these things that, you know, people in the workforce can take advantage of. But I think some of this stuff should be mandatory, with you getting an evaluation ever so often, just to see where your critical thinking is and what your motivations really are.
Honestly, I think that I note him as a serial killer. I don't think it has anything to do with burnout. I don't think it has anything to do with you had too many patients. It has nothing to do with that. There is a such thing as a serial killer, a mentally ill person who takes pride in whatever effect or feeling they get after they do this. This is a serial killer.
Yeah.
You just used your job to do it.
Yeah.
And in the hospital that he was doing this in, they need to be held just as responsible.
I agree.
Because a nurse should not be able to be the person that takes someone's life, or be able to have so much say-so that this can get past the actual physicians that are over you.
Because my thing is, where's the, not necessarily supervision, but like if you're why was nobody's spidey senses tingling? Like, you're losing this many patients? Like, in what time span? Like, what are we doing? How are you losing them? Everybody overdose? How did you, like, what are you administering? Like, they keep a log of what you're administering, how often, etc. Who's checking this? Like, what are we doing?
Right.
So I absolutely agree that they need to be held reliable and responsible as well.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he got life, because how dare you?
I don't think he should have gotten life. I think you should have gotten sentenced to death. You took so many lives. Serial killers do not get life in prison. Not as much anymore. Now you have the death penalty, you have all these things. You deserve the same punishment, which is cruel, that you did to these people. Lethal injection for me, baby.
I'm not mad at the death penalty, but the only reason why sometimes I agree with life is because sit there and think about it. You don't have no remorse now. Now you can sit there in that jail cell for the rest of your days.
But what is a life sentence? A life sentence is actually 25 to 40 years. That's a life sentence.
Well, sometimes they have without the possibility of parole.
They can't, but
he don't need no
He's
parole.
not getting out. I don't think.
Well, I think it's another country, correct?
Yes, Germany.
Yes, but here in Florida, life is a 25-year term. That is where it's at.
That's what life is called.
That's
It's limited
life.
there.
Now they have maternal life where it really continues on.
Oh.
Or you can have life with consecutive charges where now it amounts to 100 years because it's 4 charges.
Okay.
But
Double life sentence.
It could be triple. It can be however many they want.
Okay.
But a real life term is only 25 years.
Wow.
That's it. Here,
Wow.
not Germany.
Yeah.
Here. So is that fair?
Right.
You took lives. You took multiple lives.
And what made it that he had the authority to make that decision?
Right.
He didn't. That's the problem.
Right.
Unbelievable. Well, that's a wrap for today's episode. It's Friday, but before we go, we'll leave you with a quote for the day. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's the courage to show up and be seen, even when the world might judge you. It's POV. Afro TV, y'all. Woo!